You can't wait to be loved. You have to go out and find it. I realized that you can't just wish for a happy family. You have to make it happen.
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to the future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else. Maybe that's the real way to live.
No one quite knows who or what they are. The memories you have and the role you were assigned are burdens you had to carry. It doesn't matter if they were real or not. That's never the point. There's no such thing in the world as absolute reality. Most of what they call real is actually fiction. What you think you see is only as real as your brain tells you it is.
Then, what am I supposed to believe in? What am I going to leave behind when I'm through?
We can tell other people about having faith. What we had faith in. What we found important enough to fight for. It's not whether you were right or wrong, but how much faith you were willing to have. That decides the future. Listen, don't obsess over words so much. Find the meaning behind the words, then decide. You can find your own name. And your own future. And whatever you choose will be you. Choose your own legacy. It's for you to decide. It's up to you. We've inherited freedom from all those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word, even me.
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in.
People die, but death is not defeat. That's what Hemingway said. Life's more than just a game of win or lose. Don't you think? Life isn't all about loss, you know? Do you think love can bloom, even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other. But if you love someone, you have to be able to protect them.
I think so too.
Never doubt yourself. Just let it make you stronger. Learn something from it. Don't regret your past. Learn from it. Regrets just make a person weaker. A strong man doesn't need to read the future. He makes his own. A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. On the battlefield, you never think about what's next. There are no heroes in war. All the heroes I know are either dead or in prison. One or the other.
But Snake, you're a hero, aren't you?
I'm just a guy who can only find meaning on the battlefield. There's no winning or losing for a mercenary. The only winners in war are the people.
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages, and we soldiers are forced to play along. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see that, but the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth. A world without communism or capitalism.
Under certain conditions, someone can be made to play a specific role. Act like someone else. Cats do love to play as snakes. Everything has its beginning, but it doesn't start at one. It starts long before that, in chaos. The world is born from zero. The moment zero becomes one is the moment the world springs to life. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 10, 10 becomes 100. Taking it all back to one solves nothing. So long as zero remains, one will eventually grow to 100 again. Everyone dies. You can't stop it. You can't run away from it. Let me tell you something. Don't waste the life you have left fighting. Boss, you were right. It's not about changing the world. It's about doing our best to leave the world the way it is. It's about respecting the will of others and believing in your own. Live for yourself.
Come on, guys. Somebody say something positive. Anything.
Attention! Listen up. A wise man once wrote, "The tongues of dying men enforce attention like deep harmony. Where words are spent, they are seldom spent in vain." Any other questions? Yes, Snake?
Anybody got a smoke?